everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. Massive breaking news, Britney Spears.
Yes, Clayton, the biggest story of the week, without a doubt, is that Britney Spears' father, Jamie Spears, has stepped down from his daughter's conservatorship. This is the biggest development that we have seen in the Princess of Pop's legal battle. She has been under a conservatorship with her father at the helm for 13 years. She has been urging the judge to remove her father along with her new attorney, Matthew Rosengart. Obviously, a lot of questions for what's next. You know that I will be on this case quite literally. I'm at the courthouse for every hearing. I'm covering this for us at Variety, so more to come, much more developments with that. But first, Variety's annual Young Hollywood issues are here. This is one of my favorite issues of the year, and our cover stars are Gossip Girl star Thomas Doherty, Olivia Rodrigo, and Lil Nas X. So Clayton, as I said, these are some of my favorite issues that we at Variety put out every year because it really gives us a chance to celebrate some of the most influential changemakers in the world, and they're so young. They have such a big impact, not just on pop culture, but also society. And nobody has more of an impact than Lil Nas X. He is just as known for his hit songs as his sexuality and what he is doing to help redefine the image of Black gay men, specifically in the hip-hop community. I love everything that he had to say. Trust me, you guys have to read this Q&A that was done by our colleague, Ramin Satude. It is wild. But also, we spoke to none other than Sir Elton John, who calls Lil Nas X a brave provocateur and speaks about what he's doing to really knock down homophobia in the rap community.
Yeah, I think this was just a great week that Variety celebrated the LGBTQ community. They're making a lot of strides, as we see in this media space. We even got some news that the new comic book on Batman, his great long sidekick Robin, has come out as bisexual. So it's going to give another opportunity for people to see themselves. So clearly we are showing some great progress moving in that direction, but looking like it's taking a step back is Hollywood. And that's shown by the recent announcement that the Television Academy will be moving the upcoming Emmy Award ceremony, set to take place on September 19th, to an outdoor venue and limiting the number of nominees to 4, even if there are more than 4 nominated. So what that means, Elizabeth, is this could be the biggest moment of your career, and in a game of rock, paper, scissors, you may not be able to attend the Emmys
You
this
can't
year.
go. Yeah, I mean, we're talking, Hollywood award ceremonies. People used to bring entourages and have 20 people per nominee, but obviously my take is always that safety comes first, and I'm sure that all of the nominees would agree with that.
Yeah, and the Emmys are, we don't know what the ceremony is going to look like. Mm-hmm. It is coming up fast, but safety is paramount, and we're going to see something that may not look as traditional as we like it to be, but this whole upcoming phase is going to be kind of a big game of I don't know.
Let's move on to some other bad news. These men, they just cannot get their act together. This week, R. Kelly's trial started in Brooklyn, New York. Jury selection is on its way. Also, Prince Andrew slapped with a lawsuit by one of the most prominent Jeffrey Epstein accusers, Virginia Giuffre. She is accusing him of rape. I have to tell you that I got in touch with a spokesperson for the royal and they gave me a no comment. But the biggest news in this arena this week, of course, is that Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced that he is going to resign. This comes after the New York Attorney General conducted an investigation that found that he did, in fact, sexually harass numerous women. Now, I have to tell you, my take is, first of all, this took way too long. And second of all, I really took issue with something in his press conference, though, which is when he said that he doesn't believe that he ever crossed the line, but the line has been redrawn. And he said this is because of generational shifts, which he should have appreciated more. Well, yes, you should have, because nothing has shifted except for the fact that men have been getting away with this for so long. Women have always known that this is wrong, and now women's voices are finally being heard. That's the only shift.
As a spokesperson for the unfortunate member of the species, I have to say.
We love you, Clayton.
I know, but this is just disheartening and kind of comes back to what we were talking about last week. Everyone's new tactic of, I didn't know. I don't know that this is a bad thing. The Me Too movement has been one of the most important things that our industry, our whole entire world has seen in some time. And there are people who feel that that movement is dying because men are not being held accountable, which is why I think cancel culture is completely fake. And it doesn't exist because people like that, who gets to give 2 weeks notice for sexual harassment?
Correct.
Only the governor of New York.
That's correct. And the other thing that I have to say is we do need to take stock of how big of a deal this is, because this is a monumental downfall for R. Kelly, for Governor Cuomo, and for Prince Andrew. These are some of the highest ranks of the world: entertainment, politics, and world leaders. So there is progress being made, but at a very slow pace.
Yeah, but we can end on a semi-good note, and that brings us to The Suicide Squad from Warner Brothers, which opened last weekend. Opened up to a good, modest box office opening by pandemic standards, but not by traditional standards. And that is what brings me to this take, Elizabeth. I think us as journalists need to take a pause and stop with the takes of bombs at the box office. We are in a pandemic. There's no need to kick something while it's down. The whole industry is on fire right now when it comes to theaters, movie chains, all that. We don't know what we don't know. We are also in an immeasurable amount of what can be deemed successful, because the streamers don't release their numbers. So because we don't know that, let's all back off a little bit.
Some more good news. There is a new film coming out this weekend, only in theaters, not on streaming, and I know that you loved it because you were at the premiere.
I love Free Guy. Let's put it out there now. And I will say this, you don't need the Golden Globes to reward Comedy Academy. You can do it yourselves and go. It's such a funny, heartwarming film.
Did you just put Ryan Reynolds in the Oscar
Listen,
pool?
I would hope the Academy could be that cool and see the merits of this film. It's a great script, astounding visual effects, and so just touching in a good time. It was probably one of the best times I had at the movies this year. And compared to Respect, that's also out, starring Jennifer Hudson, who is drawing up a good amount of Oscar buzz. It'll be interesting to see what those two movies do as we move towards the end of the year, and the Oscar season is just going to be longer.
All right, well, I need to see both of those films, and now with your stamp of approval, I have to see Free Guy. That's my plan for this weekend, I guess, but we will see all of you guys next week on Friday with a brand new episode of The Take.
Thanks for watching.